Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 2 of Star Wars Empire at War. I'm very excited right now because the video I just took right before this, which I'm assuming if you're watching this you've already watched that, hopefully you have, I'm ecstatic because that actually came out really well. I haven't gone through the whole thing, but it came out to just about 27, just a little over 27 minutes. So it was a good idea for me to have stopped where I did. So I'm happy about that. My ending came out good. I haven't watched through the whole thing. I'm going to go back and I will watch through it and edit it, whatever editing it little needs, whatever touch-ups it may need. Maybe it's actually really good. And I don't need to do that, but I'm really happy because the few key things that I was trying to make sure came out right. So I'm happy about that. I do realize that I do have to work on my endings just a little bit because I have a tendency to end it and then I draw it out just a little bit more, but it's a lot better than some of the stuff I have and some outtakes I have, and I will wind up accidentally mentioning those from time to time, those miserable outtakes from between the intro video and the first episode when I was trying to get everything sorted out. Oh god. Maybe one of these days I'll turn it into a gag reel for you guys. But besides that, jumping into the Rebellion. So you're going to see me in a second here. I'm gonna click this, change over to the Rebellion, and now we're part of the Rebels. So I'm going to be playing on the same map, Coruscant Siege. It's one of the biggest maps. It can accommodate, this little number here means how many people it can accommodate. So it's either 2 or 4, because you don't want to have 3. You can't have 3, because there's only 2 factions. At least until October of 2006 there was. That's just a little joke. It's not a good one. You're going to find out that I'm not that great at jokes. I am no comedian. I have friends that are better comedians than I. But I try. I do what I must because I can. That was... Oh boy, I'm going to get flack for that. Next thing you know, I'm going to start talking about cake. Now, it's a lie. I should probably stop myself before I actually make enemies. That was a great game, by the way. I don't think anybody can deny that. But that's not the point. Oh. I also just realized that, yeah, that's my name. I never made a different profile. I don't care. You guys can know my name. I really don't care. It's Zach. Simple. But, you know, the channel, for gaming purposes, it's Lordo. So, first episode already gave the name away. I don't care about it. I'm an easygoing guy. I'm not afraid somebody's going to come to my house and kill me unless I make too many cake jokes. So we're going to begin, jump right into the Rebellion side of the space battle. This is space. Space! Anyway, so starting off, it's pretty much the same as before. The only thing about this map is that the Empire has a small advantage. Because they have 2 easy things that they can get to, and that's that mining facility up there. Actually, no, it's actually well proportioned because you have that one there and that one there.
Squadron reporting. Ready for commands.
But in any event,
En route. Order received.
no. Go back there.
Ahead. Switch shields to double front. Squadron reporting.
Oh, whatever.
Building started.
Calling for me, sir.
Choose your
What was I saying? The Rebellion can get around faster because the X-Wings their ability is to block S-foils, and that you saw in the movies if you saw Star Wars. That was where their wings close and they become a flat plane. So that allows them to get around a lot faster than the TIE fighters. They usually can end up winning the race to get somewhere. We got some enemies on the horizon here. I'm gonna pull some troops in and set them to fight. And for purposes, I'm going to build a missile turret. Couple missile turrets because I know how things go. They'll start eating away. Gonna use what I can to break up their satellite defenses No, I keep misclicking, and that's my problem. And I shouldn't even be complaining about it that much because it is what it is. It's not that major. You guys probably aren't going to kill me for that.
Construction complete.
The thing about the A-Wing is it's not, as you would think, that just because the way it is, it would be the Scout. No, the Z-95 squadrons, which you really only see in the Galactic Conquest, they're the predecessor, actually, to the X-Wings. They don't have folding wings. They do not... Jesus God. They are weak. They're basically, they're the equivalent of the TIE Scout Squadron. But the A-Wings, actually, are an advanced fighter. More advanced than the X-Wing. And I'm going to build 2 of these so you can see. I'm also going to build a Corellian Corvette. And when I get the money, I will build a Nebulon B frigate so I can explain those. I better start explaining them because they're pulling in enemies.
Awaiting orders. Asteroids ahead. Which shields to double fronting.
Upgrade in progress.
Better get on some of these. Oh wait, the upgrades have already been built. That's interesting.
Our space station is under attack.
But yeah, may not go so well. The lure of the enemy fighters is the special ability, the A-Wing.
Reinforcements en route.
And reading really quickly, it taunts them by, it forces them to engage the A-Wings. And they also become less susceptible to enemy fire. So that's that. Oh boy.
At your command. I need help here. Watch your six. Decoding transmission. Attack formation. Watch your six.
Sorry, I need a moment to think.
At your command. Guns at the ready.
Because otherwise they're going to...
All power to the engine. Ready to fire.
Boosting power to the engines. Bring back the defense a little.
Ready for action.
And it is, as you can maybe notice, a really strategical game. The Nebulon B frigate has has the Rebellion's crucial shielding. Crucial ability, I mean to say. And that's the boosting shield power. The ship's movements are slowed, but really the...
Reinforcements available.
Nebulon B frigate here.
Hold on. There we go. Sometimes this game has a small bug where you can't do this. And all you have to do is really scroll out and maybe right-click a couple of times, and that usually fixes it. That's just something I wanted to know. It's an old game, so it has these problems. Oh, there we go. We got enemies. So, now you can see, it's boosting its shield power, which will prevent it from getting hurt, really?
Nation ready.
Unit
But it's not a perfect defense. You can overwhelm the shields. You can. And you see now they're bringing in for a really good attack. They're kind of hogging me. But the thing is that these are weak. The acclimators are not strong by really any means. They're meant as backup. They're not meant as true support. They're not meant as to make a fighting fleet out of. But because of the tier level, they're the biggest ships you got, so you want to send them out. They are the biggest unit that you have. Just like with me, I'm using the Nebulon B frigates. Those are my biggest gunners right now, because the Corellian gunship is like the missile boat equivalent of the Corellian Corvette.
upgrade in progress.
And the upgrades really do help. They really do. In a pinch, they really do. And what this game is mainly about, it's an RTS. It's balancing how far you push and where you know when to pull back to hold the line. Like, I pulled back really early, but that's so I didn't have to divert my ships anywhere. And now I can send them on the attack run to this center position, which is really crucial because it has 3 mining facilities.
Upgrade.
They've almost taken out all of our things. Interdictors, something I didn't get to talk about. Their special ability is they can either jam missiles or they can prevent retreats, which is completely useless in a skirmish battle because you can't retreat. There's no retreat option. In the Galactic Conquest, quest, it can be a little more effective,
Complete.
but
At your command.
once again, it's not like the perfect thing. So now you see we've reached another thing, and the Assault Frigate Mark II is
Space station
the
under attack.
Victoria Cruiser to the Rebellion. The Victory Cruiser, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The Victory Cruisers are basically smaller versions of Star Destroyers, which you saw in episode 1 of this. You saw them, I pulled them out to support the... Oh god, that's a lot of proton torpedoes. Not the shields really help, they go straight through that, but...
Decoding transmission.
I'm sorry, I need 5 seconds to think. You saw the Victory Cruisers as they were backing up the broadside cruisers. Another thing I wanted to mention about space stations. Strategic points on space stations can be used to gain the advantage. Hangars will spawn X-Wings and Y-Wings or TIE Fighters and TIE Bombers until destroyed. So taking those out is usually the first thing you want to do, and then I usually go for the shield generator, because then the space station's pretty much defenseless.
Reinforcements
Managing my money right now is, wow,
Lasers are gone.
really hard. I don't have the money for anything. They've pushed me back real hard. So you see,
Our space station is under attack.
oh wow, that's theirs.
Upgrade.
And that's gonna get destroyed. This is not good.
Reinforcements
Ready
on
for
route.
action.
So I may actually wind up losing this, and I'll probably start up again because for the rebels,
Available.
it's actually more important to try and take this area. So I did goof a little, but I showed you guys more units, and that's important for what I'm trying to do. So I probably will wind up going back if I lose and make a little longer video, just so that it's not like I'm overpassing it and not showing you guys how to win. Not that I can show you guys how to win, it's kind of situational at best. But
Space
Frigates
station
en route.
upgraded.
Keep your eyes open for those fighters. Engaging enemy. Station ready.
Mon Calamari Cruiser, that's the Star Destroyer for the Rebellion. And I'm going to want to save up and buy one of those, because that will be helpful.
Weapons online. Full power to shield. Shields are down. Frigate moving out. They're on me.
See, it does get nerve-wracking when you start getting pressured, because it's like, oh god, they're hurting me. Pain, pain,
Direct
pain.
fire on the engine.
And this is a good thing, because after that significantly fairly easy win, you see what happens. You can get bogged down, and you can find yourself in a bit of trouble. Laser cannon battery, that's been destroyed. Okay, so if your station upgrades after something's been destroyed, it will gray it out. You won't get it back, which is good, because it prevents a space station that's being damaged from cheating its way out.
Targeting the gravity.
And I'm doing a fairly good job of keeping them repelled, but I am in a situation where if I'm not careful, I am going to lose. So this is where it gets a little nitty-gritty.
Frequency open. Enemy target sighted.
And it becomes a little bit about, yeah, that's going to wind up getting destroyed.
They've taken out our lasers.
So, with the Rebellion, it can be a little harder, because you don't start having things with good abilities
Our lasers are gone.
until fairly later, because you get given the Corellian Corvette and the Corellian Gunship, which are great for fighters, but not great against anything larger, frigate or capital ship. We're almost at enough where we can build a Mon Calamari cruiser, and I want to do that, because that's probably the better thing to do.
Engage.
Okay, so my two Nebulon B frigates got destroyed. That's okay. I just have to watch out for TIE bombers, because they will go right through shields, as proton bombs do. They go right through shields, and they hurt. They're not in vast quantities. It is a danger. Okay, so that's good to note. They can pull Star Destroyers. By good to note, I mean I'm scared. I'm not happy about that. But yeah, the Victory Cruiser. It's basically a souped up. It's basically a souped up acclimator. Which, interestingly enough, acclimator ships are actually from the Clone Wars. They are Clone Wars frigates. For those who do not know.
Constructing unit.
So what I'm hoping to do now is bolster my defense line, which is roughly about here. This little like curve that I'm trying to outline with my cursor. That's where I want to keep the enemies at bay, because nothing's going to really come behind here, because that's World War. As you can see by the fog of war petering out and then curving up. It does go all the way into a corner. It is a giant square, but the circle that the space station creates kind of a look like it's not. See, you could see it here. Here's the cursor of the circle of the space station. Yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention. So I'm letting my allies take more of the brunt for me, so that I can focus on defending the space station. And that's why I do pull forward, because
Space station damaged.
it's easier for parties involved.
Yes, Commander. 3 to full throttle.
I'm gonna pull these back
Switch shield to double front.
and make them fly here.
Ready. Watch your 6.
And you see, the Rebellion things don't come with hangars, which is weird, because actually the Mon Calamari cruiser, they were fitted with hangars. Nebulon B frigates were fitted with hangars. The only things that were in the Rebellion fleet that didn't have a hangar were the what's it aiming for? Were the Corellian things. Oh, it took off the gray spot. So apparently gray spots do hold some value.
Ready for action.
Our space station is under attack.
Oh man, this ain't gonna be good for me. I mean, I'm gonna hold out, but I'm probably gonna end up losing. Which, you know, it's as good to show losses as it is wins.
Squadron reporting. Listen up. Keep your eyes open.
See, when you lose your ability to gain income, that's when it starts all falling apart.
Upgrade complete.
Squadron reporting.
Reinforcements.
And I could talk a big game, but unless I take out their income, I'm probably not gonna win this.
Reinforcement available.
I've got my approach vector.
Constructing.
Oh, they took out the shield generator. See, that's another thing. Some ships come with shield generators.
Squadron reporting.
And if you take those out, they can't shield themselves anymore. So now, I technically already lost my cruiser.
Station ready.
So, and they destroyed... Yeah, this is not going prettily. But, que sera, sera. Oh, boy. So, again, as you can see, it's not so much as a crapshoot for whether you win or lose. It's more just how you play. I know where my mistake was. It was making the A-Wings. It was making the A-Wings, making the Corellian Corvette, because by losing that middle, I lost all my ground. Wait, what? I didn't have a shield generator again. Yeah, the Mon Calamari just didn't have it. Yeah, then that happened. Okay, I think the game, like, glitched out and thought that I had a shield generator again. But yeah, no, this is going poorly. I don't have money. I just don't. So, and neither does my ally, apparently. Because they're pumping out nothing.
Station is under attack.
Orbital command available.
The most I can hope for is to try and subsist on some Y-wings. And maybe push them back. See, yeah, they have a Star Destroyer. This is... I hate to sound like a guy who just gives up, but... I'd have to be a miracle worker, honestly. I worked some miracles, but not this. But...
Y-wing squadron reporting.
Yeah, no, they can't even get through. This is just not good. It's over. It's basically over.
Y-wing squadron reporting.
Our space station is under attack.
Y-wings.
Oh wait, no, there's the other Y-wing.
Starting my run.
Go! For the love of God, go torment.
Y-wing squadron reporting.
And once to destroy your space station, you can't build any more units, so destroying the space station, whether you have it set to destroy space station or eliminate enemy, your job's over. The game's gone. Interdictors, you can't spawn in a set area around them because of their jamming technology, so that's why you see the Fog of War where it is. And also, the Fog of War is there because I always have my reinforcements open. And it's just how I play. That's how I do things. I'm not going to spawn the last Y-wing because that's just going to extend a fruitless battle. So, in risk of sounding like I've given up, I'm just going to battle cam. Which, battle cam is actually something interesting. I don't know that many other RTSs have this. But it basically shows you something of a cinematic view of what's going on.
We have been defeated.
But, there you go. We have been defeated. And for risk of, also for risk of making the video too long, I'm going to try that again. And after you lose or win a battle, you get this overview sheet of what was destroyed. Enemy losses, your losses. It's as simple that. It also gives you a battle time. That actually means my video has only been going around for 20 minutes. And that's actually going to be really helpful to me because at the end of the battle, I'm going to be able to see, well, instead of pointing with my finger, I'm going to be able to see how long roughly the video has been going on for. So that's really helpful. So 19 minutes, we can go on. So I'm going to start that all up again. No. And I'm going to try really focusing, really trying to give you guys a win. No, I want that color for myself. The reason why I usually make the other AI green is because your thing will, if something's being captured, it will highlight as green or it will highlight as red. So I usually make the NPC ally green so that if they build something, I know that they built it. Whereas my stuff is blue or it could be any other one of these pretty wonderful colors. And I usually try and make the other two NPCs something similar. So it's just easier to see what's going on. Because everything kind of gets painted with a paint stripe to mark as what it belongs to. And you guys have probably noticed that watching the video. So I'm not going to harp on that. I usually start off with credits because it's not really easy. It doesn't really make anything easier. It just ramps up the battle because for however many credits you get off to start with, your enemy also gets off to start with. So it's just a way of making the beginning game less arduous, less waiting, and just more, okay, I build this, I build this, I build this, I build this, let's go. So it's more of a... It does also make everything happen a little bit faster, but in a way it makes it a little bit harder because that means your enemy is also pumping out units right from the get-go. So, to start off with, I'm going to build 5 of these. I'm going to build these. I'm going to switch these to the S foils. I'm going to build this and I'm going to build this.
Choose your reinforcements.
And I'm gonna
Reinforcements en route.
offload some things here. To start off with, I'm gonna do that.
Ready for
Now
orders.
that that's building, I'm gonna send them to attack here. I'm gonna build this as a missile turret.
In. Open
I'm gonna
fire.
bring them here. Bring these guys
Reinforcements en
here.
route.
Squadron reporting.
Upgrade.
And you can push the fog of war around a
Ready
little
for command.
by
Moving out.
spawning enemy units. I mean, spawning allied units. You're not spawning your
Guarding.
enemies.
Squadron reporting. Roger that.
Construction
Attack that
complete.
target.
Construction complete. Upgrade complete. Constructing.
Squadron reporting.
So they actually haven't gone for
Building
this.
started.
I'm gonna switch these guys to this.
That's it.
I'm gonna set that there.
En route.
Watch your
And as you can see, it's quite fast in how you have to be. Oh god. Take that out. But you stay there. I ran out of reinforcements, so I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna spawn a Nebulon. Because as soon as you have a frigate, frigates can fight fighters. And they also can fight other frigates.
Building
So
under
it's
construction.
important that you manage that as well.
I copy. Attacking target.
See, they got these, and I got this one.
Nebula
But
engaged.
I also have the 2 asteroid mining facilities down there. So
Location confirmed. Frigate responding.
it's not a big deal. I would have preferred to have all of them
Construction complete.
because they still get a portion of it.
Reporting.
Take
Fire
those
at
out.
will. Yes, sir.
Space station.
Better yet, I'll just set them to defend so that they'll auto target anything.
Orbital command.
I could build another one of these.
Ready for action.
I could build one of these.
Upgrade complete.
And with this, I've cut off their ability to really make acclimators and pester me. Because now they're weakened. And, yep, they're space station level 2. So I can actually be really, really sneaky, push my assault, and drag this in here. And focus on attacking that. I'm going to shut those shields to make that last a little.
Unit
So
in
that
production.
it is possible
Vehicle
for
in
me to
production.
build more. See, that's going to last much longer because of its shields. It's not going to survive proton torpedoes, but it will give me an opening. And it's through this strategy that I'm already winning. So, as I said, it's very much how you manage your units, especially on hard. There's not a lot of leeway. If I really wanted to go through more and
Station upgraded.
show all the different units, it probably would have been better to actually go through a galactic conquest, but I don't want to do that because I would want to have to do a series for that, and it's not that I'm not willing to. It's not that I'm lazy and not willing to. It's because I don't want to bog down you guys
Engines down.
with something that isn't too... Yeah, I don't have a lot of... Sorry, I don't have a lot of firepower, so it's kind of hard for me to be attacking the space station now, but it puts pressure on them. So that's why I'm going to continue to do it. It continues putting
Upgrade
pressure
in
on
progress.
them, and the more pressure I put on them, the less they'll be able to respond to my attacks, even if I'm losing units. And that's the thing about RTSs. It's very much so about focusing on putting the pressure on, keeping your units aligned, keeping things in check. But also back to the why I don't want to... Ooh, that's oh, so now we're 3 and 3.
Reporting.
Probably not going to live very long because
Target priority is the laser
of the
cannon.
problem. But you see, they've already been pushed down to a handful of fighters.
Unit in production.
And I can keep pumping out. So income is very important in this game.
Attacking. Frigate reporting. I've got a fix. All power to shield. Power to shield. All torpedo launchers must be destroyed.
we're not really making a dent. But we will eventually, because it's a battle of attrition now. And that's good, because that'll give me some time. Also, they've managed to put a little bit of a punch to what we had here. And that's actually a good opportunity for me, because that means when the asteroids respawn, I can claim them as my own and get more influx.
Upgrade complete.
See, now they're starting to try and... So maybe it wasn't the perfect idea of me to push, because now they're building acclimators. But they're still low on funds. That's something to note. They are still low on funds. And also, I haven't upgraded... Oh, son of a bitch! Sorry.
Upgrade in progress.
I get a little bit tired of... That's the one thing I don't like. Them taking something from me.
Our primary thrusters
Station damaged.
Engines down.
Constructing.
Because
Station ready.
the pools are not combined. So
Vehicle in
if I don't
production.
have as many mining facilities as I can grab,
Construction. Building
I end
under
up
construction.
not having money to play in the fight. And that's sort of true to the effect for the AI, but really I'm only using the AI as a buffer against the two enemies that I'm eventually going to... sorry.
Construction complete.
This game has a habit of making me grit my teeth a little. So some things, you know, you're gonna hear me get a little angry, but I can pull these. They shouldn't have the money to... I guess between two ammo pools, they got somebody saving.
Complete.
Somebody's being the Little Miss Spendy Blue, and the other one's being Little Miss Careful Quarters.
Orbital command.
So, what I probably shouldn't have done is I probably shouldn't have been pressuring the station as much as I was. I thought it was a good idea.
Frigate reporting.
In the end, it proves it's not such a good idea, because now I'm playing catch-up again. I have to save this base, or this central area that is base.
Building started.
Roger that.
In order to get my footing back.
Cannons armed.
Which is not hard, it just takes, you know, concentration, focus. All those wonderful, beautiful
Your
things.
command.
I'm gonna make another Nebulon B frigate, because we aren't at the point
Weapons
where
armed.
they're completely destroying us. But we do have to start catching our defense a
Base
little.
station damaged. Building started.
Nebulon B frigate here.
Interdictor. I'm gonna send them to attack that.
Fall out.
In the Galactic Conquest, I should mention though, you don't use asteroid fields for income. The income is based on as the days pass. Not real life days, of course. In-game minute days.
Space station up.
You get income from that. You get immediate income from capturing planets, and sometimes from little side missions that you do. I should note that the Rebellion in Galactic Conquest gets their tech levels, because there's still tech levels. They get their tech levels from
Attack that target.
stealing from the Empire, which you use heroes like C-3PO and R2-D2 for. You send them into an Imperial control planet, you steal technology, you steal a tech level, then you get to build that tech level. And that's why I play the Rebellion almost always when I do play Galactic Conquest, because it is arguably slightly tougher to do so. More so than thwomping around as the Empire. But So I'm not totally bringing myself into destruction and mayhem. I can build these, I can build this, I can build this,
In progress.
and I can build when it comes up. Watching the numbers, watching the numbers. Build that.
In progress.
So, as you see, it can be a back and forth battle, as I've just proven by what I've done. But, you know, you gotta be on top of things. Which is why you hear me pausing a lot, because I'm trying to focus on the battle. And hopefully this is somewhat entertaining. So now that I got a Mon Calamari Cruiser, that's got a lot more heavy firepower than, boost those shields for that too. Then, ooh! I got assistance. Then, some of the other ships. It has heavier firepower than some of the other ships. Now, if you don't have proton torpedoes, you have to eat through the shields. Which, the shield generator is actually really weak, so I'm gonna move in on that.
Space station is under attack.
But you see, where the Empire can just fling at the shields and get rid of the hangar first, the Rebels can't really do that. They have to focus more on getting the shields down first and taking out the shield generator before they can do the hangar. So usually the Empire strat is take out hangar, take out shields, and the Rebellion is vice versa, shields and then hangar.
Vehicle in production.
Our lasers are gone, our laser... Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Now the hangar will prevent TIE bombers from spawning in, which can be a hassle to larger ships for obvious reasons, because proton torpedoes ignore shields. But, you know, as you can see, this game, for being older, it still has its place. It still holds up. Yeah, if I go all the way in here. Actually, that's not a good example. Yeah, if I zoom all the way in here, you can... Even no, not so. For some of the smaller things, you can see where it's kind of just a model that's not really pushing itself. It's just being dragged through space. You can see it. Let me see if I can capture it with the battle cam. Because, you know, in 2006, graphic quality wasn't, you know, amazing. And in a lot of RTSs, it is just you're dragging units. You see it a lot in the ground units. So I'll make a point of a note of that to show you guys, you know, like the age-oldie rectangular person-headed trooper that's marching across the plains. And I destroyed that. Now it's just about finding the last of these guys. Lock those S-foils.
Space station damaged.
And the fog of war is gone now, so I'm gonna spawn a couple of these because they're a little more sturdy than A-Wings. Oh, I could even spawn these. I'm not gonna talk about any of these because
We are victorious.
except for this, these two things are in the expansion pack. So I'll show you those, or are they? I don't remember. I know that the frigate is in the expansion pack for a fact, and I'll give that its due light in the expansion pack. But that's space battle for this game. That is space battle, and it's fun. It's my preferred mode, of course. And what is Star Wars without space? It's Rock Wars. It's not Star Wars without space. But one thing you guys have already noticed, but I feel I should mention is just I'm gonna back out of this. Just you get to view I like how the main menu is actually just in a little TIE fighter cockpit, and you're just watching the battle normally. It really does give you that it's Star Wars feel. Now we're not done with the skirmish battles. I just closed that out. Next is gonna be land. Again, I'm not gonna go over control points because control points is like. It's if my memory serves me right, half the time it can be a buggy, or maybe I was just too young at the time to even understand it. But land battle is to space as space is to land. Land control is capture point, is basically what it is. And I think why it was buggy is there's actually some maps with points that can't be capped, and I don't know if that was an oversight or not. And I may dedicate a special bonus video to just looking at that. and making sure that I'm talking right. But all I know is when I think land control, I remember bad, 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 and that's all I remember. But for our purposes, I'm going to be showing you the Assault on Hoth map. That's what we're going to be playing, the space battle, space battle, yeah, on the ground. We're going to be spacing on the ground. We're going to just fly a Mon Calamari cruiser 2 inches above the ground. We're going to be Super MLG Pro. We're going to Alt F4 for super hacks. God, I'm so dumb. But yeah, Assault on Hoth is going to be our land control. And also, as you can see, there's like a lot more maps for... Oh, wow. Wow. Old games, everybody. Oh, I see what it's doing. That the cursor's rolling up those. As you can see... Actually, no. Actually, yeah. The land battles have, like, one more map requiring a whole slider than land control. And then... Same thing for space. Land is space. Space is land. But that being said, next time we'll roll into Empire Land. And that'll be the next episode. So, once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to watch my video. I hope you appreciate it. And I hope you will be there with me for the next one. Bye-bye.